one of the things I've learned as a Twitch streamer is that you need to also promote yourself on other platforms, and YouTube's good for that too. I'm just starting out, so I don't necessarily have face or name recognition. So I have to be creative in the way I get people to come into the show. So I was thinking the other day, why don't I put like a giant wiener dog, uh, like on a thumbnail, like a super long wiener dog, and that would people would go, "What is that?" Right? And they'd click it. But I was looking around, and apparently there are some wiener dog photos, but I don't have any money yet. Like I'm just starting out, so how could I pay $36 for a picture of a wiener dog? If you look here at the this website. So I was looking around for some free wiener dogs. I couldn't find any free ones that were super long, but I came across this Hayden Patmore guy who has some photos, I guess, of a wiener dog or their wiener dog. And I came across this photo, and I thought this was a really good picture. Apparently, it's free. Um, I'm supposed to link him in social media or something, but I'm not really on social media quite yet, but eventually I will. But his name or her name will be mentioned in this video here. But the thing is this. I think this is a really good picture of a wiener dog. It's not the side view. So what I did was I downloaded it and I then put it into Paint and I started cutting up parts of it. And you'll notice too with this picture that it's not thumbnail proportion. It's not wide enough. And again, I went with this picture just because I think it's like a really good picture of the dog just you know nobly standing and facing the camera. I think it just good color. That said, what I'm doing to it is probably not exactly normal, but uh, what I've done is I've begun creating. So, okay, just FYI, I had a few other pictures too. Like I had this one here. This is another dog. It's a wiener dog, but I didn't. Well, maybe later. I thought it was a good picture too, but um, hold on here. Oh, damn it! I lost my. Well, I was cutting out of this picture here. No, not even that. I can't even operate this bloody computer properly. So this is the picture I'm cropping out of, and so we had that other dog, and then we had this third dog here too that I thought was not bad. It's kind of a side view of the dog, but it would, with all the background foliage and stuff, I think difficult to make a super long wiener dog. So I think this was the best one, and I started working with an image here, a master image. Let me just open it in Paint. So I began developing the image. Okay, you see how that works? You see? What I do is I cut and paste its legs. Here, I'll show you how this happened. This is how you make a picture of a very long wiener dog. So I took his legs like this, or her legs, or whatever, and I would do this, and I kept adding but as I go further into the horizon, I would shrink it a bit so that it goes like this, and I just paste over and over until ultimately I made this. Okay, there's a lot of defects in it, and I still have to paste some more fur, and the lighting around the grass is not perfect, but I can do that afterwards. Okay, that's not super urgent. Again, this is a bit of behind the scenes of how promotion works on the show. This is a full time job. I spend more time doing this than making the show. Like it's just quite a bit of work. Just finding the right image. You can't like this is This is an open market thing, right? I don't have not this isn't a government job. I don't get the benefit of the doubt for authority on clicking, so I have to work hard to get those clicks. But so that is a bit curious, I guess, if you see that. But um, that's not a thumbnail in itself. You just can't have a giant wiener dog. So, and I'm not going to fully finish it here. I'm still working on it. You can see there's some image issues, but I just want to explain the process a bit here. One program I use to make my thumbnails, and I know there's experts out there, and when I have some money, I'll probably pay someone to do this because they can, like, I have the idea, like, I would like to have just said, make me a 8 foot wiener dog thumbnail, right? But like, how do this takes a lot of time and uh, the details of it. Like, yeah, I don't just want any wiener dog. I want a commanding wiener dog, right? So, one of the other things that is I use is in terms of software is Inkscape, and it lets me. Um, Oops, this is the wrong template here. I have a few templates I work with here. I've made all these templates. I've made all my uh, graphics here. Let's just bring it over here. Um, yeah, let's close that. Oops, that shouldn't be open. How come that opens up? Okay, so we'll just make this full screen. So I'm gonna, this is one of my templates I use for the show. And here I have some other like layer info and whatnot for it. Um, and I can even edit the XML directly. I think this is probably one of the best ways to generate thumbs because it lets you distort things and it gives you a lot of reusability. Like if I wanted to adjust the shape of the sickle or something, right? Or I want to change the shapes of things, or it lets me manipulate very fine details after the fact. I think if you use other um, software that kind of compresses everything too much, it's not quite as good. But I think Inkscape's the way to go for editing. I use it for a lot of stuff. I've used it for years. It's and again it's open source too, much like pretty much everything I use because I have no money. But I'm going to use this really quick here. So to do this, uh, the way I would do it is to get I would choose a layer. So I want to put this wiener dog in the background here. So I'll select the background layer and then I will go to my Explorer and I will look for Super Wiener 1 and drop it in. And then it prompts me. Um, I'm just going to do a link for now. Okay. It's not, I think later actually this might just automatically fix itself if I fix the link. But I might actually do some video or some improvements to it with it, like in Inkscape later. Just generally show you. This is just the image layer, so it's not a big deal, right? Um, I'm actually want to show you how I lay out the other things around it mainly. Okay, so we'll call this image wiener, of course, right? And then I'm going to, okay, I'll move this aside here. I have this on 2 screens, right? So we'll go here and we'll zoom out a bit and I'm going to select this image. Then I'm going to transform it. Where's the transform? There's a tool here somewhere. Actually, I think it's here. Yes, right here. So we'll change the scale of it. And we'll go to, let's say, I don't know, 25%. Apply. Oh, that's right on, I think. A good guess. So this is basically how a giant wiener dog gets made into a thumbnail. Actually, we could resize that a bit. I'm not going to be super precise because the photo's still being edited. Oops. Okay, so we can take this background out here. We're not going to use that. And actually, I'm going to save this as um, thumb wiener. I'll call it thumb wiener 1 because I might make more than one of these. Maybe I'll invest in a that other image, in the future when I have some money. We'll call it thumb wiener 1, just to indicate there's potentially other ones. Okay, so uh, we want to get that lined up nicely in the middle. And I'm going to take out this picture here. Yeah, I don't actually, I'll just hide it. I'll set the visibility off. I can do that in Inkscape here with these eyeballs here, so I can just hide elements. Like I don't think this sickle is going to be too useful in this one. I think these rectangles we can get rid of too. I think the logo I want to put there, the idea is it's kind of like a, watch the show kind of thumbnail here too. But I do want to actually add an extra layer here. I found another open source uh, SVG as an icon that I want to throw in here. Let me just quickly search for it here. Yeah, let's see how it works. I found this too. Actually, hold on. Let's make sure I got the right image layer selected. I want to, let's put it on the icon layer. Okay. And I found this here. Yes, I will import this. So I found this. This is an interesting, it's like a warning. Oops. It's like a warning sign when you watch the show that it's really stupid. If I could see, look at that. I can't even select it. That no matter. I'm gonna move this anyways. Okay, but this is a warning sign. I found some other ones too. Let me just bring it in here. I got that. That's a warning sign. These are free SVGs. I think it was on Pixabay or something like that. I got these from, and I don't know which one I'll finally use for the image. Maybe this is too much. Like it can't be too. We already have a giant wiener dog. Maybe I'll save that for another. I don't know if I like that just yet. That hand and gears. Maybe I'll do that for another promotional thumbnail. But at some point, and obviously for this video, I will use this thumbnail once it's done, right? But it's just how do you make thumbnails, right? I think I like the triangle one best, and I think I'm gonna go with. I don't know if I like these letters that much. Actually, it's not bad. It is somewhat consistent, but I want to keep the logo in there, right? So if someone else is, watching this, they'll know to. Oops, that's not the right resize. Like the idea is to promote the show here, right? This is gaslighting, as they call it, right? That's how um, everyone's convinced to watch anyone is through gaslighting, right? So I'll make this a little bit smaller. Actually, I don't know if I like the stroke on that. Let's just make that a little smaller. Let's go to 4 pixels. We'll go to half size. And then we'll shrink it a little bit, right? I probably got the scale wrong there. It's not a big deal. This is like, I'm probably going to get some improved I think I'm going to revise the logo between seasons. I'm just going to keep it the same for this season, but later on, I think I'll revise it. So I was thinking of something like a warning. Uh, this show is dumb. There we go. So that's, oops, I grabbed the wiener. So later, once I finalize the wiener dog, all I got to do is um, basically replace the wiener dog and make it a thumbnail. So I'm going to get rid of that. Oh, well, no, sorry. I don't want to get rid of that. I'm just going to hide it. Oops. This guy, where's the... Yeah, I want to make sure. Is that the... Okay, that's the thumbnail. Oh, I hid the whole layer. That's what I did. Yeah, I want to hide the star. Okay, and I don't know where to put the... Maybe the warning should go over here. I think the scale of it's good just the way it is by default here. Warning, this show is dumb. Maybe I'll lay it out the other way. Maybe this should go back to its original size. I can scale this a little bit after, right? And then any kind of stupid clip I have, then you'll have a warning, right? If it's, I sometimes do really stupid things on the show and I clip it out. And that's, see, this needs to be centered maybe a little bit more here. Maybe here, or maybe I'll switch it around. We'll see how it works. Well, I think it's important the wiener dog's face is preserved. And of course, I got to clean things up. But anyways, this is just the gist. This is just a quick behind the scenes. I'm just doing a stream only today, so I'm not doing any other show. So I may as well just show you a little bit behind the scenes. So we'll save the SVG, and then I'll go to export here. You know, I'll give it a name like Thumb Wiener 1, and then I'll just hit export. And then I will have, if I load up in another program here, there we go. Load it in Paint. So that's the gist of it. Okay, that's how I work on my thumbnails. Again, I'd like to hire an expert someday, but until I have enough subscribers, I make no money. So, you know, don't be asking for money. You know that if you have a job, it's because someone has sponsored you. They decided you're worth money and you're worth keeping for whatever reason. But those of us who don't have enough subscribers rely on subscribers. So that's the gist of it. That's how I make thumbnails. I'll probably get better at this over time, or maybe not. Maybe I'll just start sourcing this out in the future. But I'll clip that out and make a little behind the scenes with this video.